All right, today we're going on a little journey. A journey to a place so remote you can only get there by boat. We're diving deep, deep into a corner of Costa Rica to check out this incredible ecolodge and the honestly geographical wonder it calls home.
So, have you ever heard of a tropical fjord? I mean, really think about it. When you hear fjord, your mind probably jumps straight to Norway, right? Icy cliffs, dramatic landscapes. But a tropical one? It almost sounds like it shouldn't exist. And that's exactly what makes this whole thing so cool. Yeah, check this out. There are only four on the entire planet. And our destination today, the Golfo Dulce in Costa Rica, is one of them. So we're not just talking about a cool vacation spot here. We're talking about a genuine geographical rarity.
Okay, so what even is a tropical fjord? What makes this place such a big deal, geologically speaking? Let's get into the science of this little slice of paradise.
So here's the key difference. It's all in the how it was made story. You know, your classic fjords in places like Norway, those were carved out by giant, slow-moving glaciers. But these tropical ones? Nope. They were formed by tectonic activity, the Earth's plates shifting around. It's a totally different process, but you end up with a similarly breathtaking landscape.
And look at this chart. It really drives the point home, doesn't it? There's the Golfo Dulce, right there, with just 3 other spots in the entire world. And those waters, they're super deep, like 200 meters, and incredibly calm. That makes it this perfect protected sanctuary for all sorts of amazing wildlife, like migrating humpback whales and, get this, even schools of hammerhead sharks.
Now, as you can imagine, getting to a place this far off the beaten path is a bit of an adventure. And that's the thing. The journey to get there isn't just about travel time. It's actually a huge part of the whole experience.
The whole trip is this really cool multi-step process. First, you hop on this tiny little 12-seater plane. Then, it's a super short taxi ride. And finally, you get on a boat for the last stretch. It's like with each step, you're peeling back another layer of the modern world and just getting deeper and deeper into the wild.
So, you've basically got a choice to make. You could drive, but that's going to take you about 5.5 hours. Or you could take a 45-minute flight. And that flight isn't just a flight. It's basically a private aerial tour over Costa Rica's mountains, its rivers, its coastline. It's a classic trade-off, really. Spend a lot of time on the road or a little time in the air getting an absolutely epic view.
And this quote just nails it. The engine noise becomes this background hum, and the real show is what's happening outside your window. You're not just flying from point A to point B, you're getting this incredible bird's eye view, watching the whole world below you change from towns and roads to this beautiful, swirling mix of jungle and water.
So, after all that travel by air and then by sea, you're finally there. You've arrived at Nicuesa. But this place, it's not just a hotel. It's way more than that. It's a sanctuary. And it operates on a very specific, very intentional philosophy. That last part of the trip, the boat ride, it's just unbelievably calm. The Golfo Dulce is so sheltered that it feels like you're just gliding across a giant, glassy swimming pool. It's that total peacefulness that makes it the perfect nursery for humpback whales, and it really sets the stage for what Nicuesa is all about. Which brings up a really good question. We hear the term ecolodge thrown around all the time, right? But what does it actually mean? How can you tell the difference between a place that's genuinely sustainable and one that's just using it as a marketing gimmick? Well, it really comes down to a few core ideas. A true ecolodge isn't just a hotel that happens to be in a pretty spot. It's designed from the ground up with nature in mind. It works hard to have a tiny environmental footprint. It actually benefits the local community, and its whole reason for being is to give you an authentic, deep experience in nature. And this is exactly what Nicuesa was built on. And that leads us to maybe the most radical part of the whole experience, at least for us modern folk. It's this idea of intentionally, completely disconnecting from the digital world. And they're serious about it. There's no TV, no Wi-Fi, not even AC in the rooms. All the meals are served at this big communal table. The buildings themselves are made from wood they reclaim from the property. They even have a barefoot policy in the main lodge. Every single one of these little things is designed to get you to connect with the place and with the other people there. And this quote really gets to the heart of why they do it. It's about creating a space for real human connection. When you take away the phones and the screens, what's left? Talking, sharing stories.
You're gathered around by candlelight, listening to the jungle, just like people have done for, well, forever.
But disconnecting doesn't mean you're just sitting around being bored. Not at all. It just means you're redirecting all that focus and energy to the incredible world that's literally right on your doorstep.
And there is so much to do. They really have something for everybody. If you want to chill, you can do a cacao workshop, go bird watching, take a yoga class. If you're feeling more adventurous, you can go kayaking, do some serious jungle hiking, or even go rappelling down a waterfall. You get to choose your own adventure, basically. Okay, so if you're listening to all this and thinking, wow, I need to go there, let's switch gears and talk about some practical stuff. What do you actually need to know if you're planning a trip? This packing list kind of tells you everything you need to know about the experience. You'll want light, quick dry clothes because, it's the tropics. You absolutely need good closed-toe shoes for hiking. A headlamp is a must. They don't light up the paths at night to protect the animals. And yeah, biodegradable sunscreen and bug spray. And maybe a good book. It's all about being prepared to really live in nature for a few days. And here's a really important tip. You need to stay for at least 2 nights. Seriously, one night just isn't going to cut it. You need that second day to really settle in, to do some of the activities, and to let the rhythm of the place sink in without feeling like you have to rush. I think this quote just perfectly captures the whole vibe. The goal isn't for you to feel like you own the landscape or that you're just there to take pictures of it. It's about feeling like you're a part of it, just another inhabitant, living alongside the monkeys and the macaws. It's a really powerful way to think about it. And that's really the question a place like this leaves you with, isn't it? In a world that's always on, always making noise, how far would you be willing to go just to listen to the silence? It makes you think that maybe the best destinations aren't the busiest ones, but the quietest.